Hi, so the weather here in the Twin Cities area has been absolutely atrocious. So I can't really get great lighting to film an actual review today. So I have to use these indoor lights and they are not the most accurate when showing things. So I figured that I would just film a little kind of quick update on my kind of main planner journaling setup and also do a little bit update with my channel. And so thank you so much for giving me all these good suggestions on what to make next. I have a video planned for later this week over the weekend. And one thing that I have realized is that it takes a long time for me to prepare for a film, a video like this and film and edit it just because of how much information goes into one. I'd rather take my time to do my research before I film it and not risk having any wrong information in there. Obviously, I know that I can't know for sure for a lot of the things, and that I obviously do not have the full picture for everything I review. But just in terms of the information that's out there, easily accessible to people like you and me, I'd rather fact check those than coming up with one and then realizing that it's not accurate. So I'm probably going to be doing bi-weekly uploads for the brutally honest review videos just because of how long it takes to really make one. And those videos are quite long, so editing or filming and editing also take a while. So in the meantime, I will probably still do the fun little videos like unboxing my current supplies and whatever is out there. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. So I figured that I haven't really shown you any of these covers, and this is kind of like my main planner journaling lineup. I do have like 10 other books that I'm using at the same time for different purposes. But let's start with my basic stalogy. This is the same stalogy that I've been using for my One Book July. If you haven't seen my 2 videos on One Book July, I will link them down below. And basically, this cover is a D-ringed, the Superior Labor Personal ring planner. And okay, so let me show you. It has a belt closure, and then on the inside it has this kind of folio style slip. It has a secretarial pocket, pen loop is on the left, and then you can see where the rings used to be. On the right hand side it has my stalogy here and 4 card slots and the kind of like the back folio slip pocket. In terms of the height and width, I would say that it's a little bit taller than what I would have, I guess, gone with if I made this myself. But it's, well, one good thing about it is the kind of like, oh, what's this called? The Lauren Phelps design, I think. Cover fits really, really nicely in here. And when I D-ring this, it has the Krause ring over here, and then the back plate was actually fastened to the back flip. Also, this thing opens like completely, but the back plate was stuck to it via double-sided tapes used for stitching. And so basically you could remove that really easily, leaving no marks, and it will make it also easy for you to reattach it, because you just literally put the back plate back on with some double-sided tapes. And that's awesome. So removing the rings didn't really damage the planner in really any way. And when you close it, you can kind of see that I use side tapes. Oh, sorry, I use top tabs, not the side tabs. And my top tabs fit really well in here. Overall, it's like one of those things that, like, there's nothing flashy about this cover, but just the way the leather feels. This is the vegetable tanned leather from one of the main kind of Japanese tannery areas. And because it's the superior labor, I mean, the craftsmanship is absolutely gorgeous. It's not even funny how beautiful this looks. And if you look a little closely, let me show you here. If you look a little closely, there's not really any like flaw per se in how this is made. And this is why I decided not to film a review today, because I literally could not get things to show on camera. But yeah, so the craftsmanship is beautiful, stitching is beautiful, and also this is what I was talking about. This is a vegetable tanned leather that's not coated. It scratches really easily, but there's no presser foot mark on this at all, even though it's stitched by a machine and completely handmade. So if you haven't seen my discussion on that, I talked about it in my Chic Sparrow Brutally Honest review. I will link that down below as well. But so this is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm so happy that I'm using this again. Before this, I was in a Giglio, a Punto, and I kind of wanted to change it up. So this is what I'm in right now. Now for my shop planning, or kind of notes for my shop, I am in this cute little tiny passport. I was using this Chic Sparrow. This was a Second Chance Madrid before, and because I finished my journal in the passport size that I was using this cover for, I just took the finished inserts out and then moved my shop notes in here. This is a leather that I haven't really officially released for ordering for my shop. I named a Strider after Aragorn from The Lord of the Rings. It just it marks up easily, it patinas easily, but it has that kind of like that beautiful kind of charm of wear and tear, and the more you use it, because it doesn't have a top coating, the shinier it becomes. And it kind of reminded me of Strider or Aragorn from his kind of like the story in The Lord of the Rings. So that's what I decided to name it. If you remember my review or my One Book July video where I was using the Dryad leather that I also didn't officially release for my shop, for the B6 Folio, this is the same leather as the Dryad, except for it doesn't have that top coating. So it's less shiny to begin with, but it will gain a shine as you use it more. So I basically made it a folio TN hybrid. I have two folio pockets on the inside, and then I have my clip for a pen loop. I have my shop notes, my leatherworking like design or dimensions notes, and then I have my the details, I guess, for each of the order as I work on them. So this it's so adorable. I really like it. And I tried something different about the stitching. I used a lacing chisel. Usually I use a diamond chisel that leaves basically the holes for that's technically like designed for saddle stitching, where you can have that kind of slanted look with your stitching. I tried a lacing chisel that leaves it flat, and you can see that the stitching on this one compared to this one is more flat. I am not exactly sure if I like it better than the diamond shaped chisel, but I mean, I already made it. It looks cute. Whatever. Next up is the Hobonichi Weeks. I didn't show the features in great detail on my Instagram, but basically, this is the first thing I think I made after I got my hands on the Strider leather. And I designed this. I didn't actually draw up any real like design schematics or whatever. I basically just kind of came up with things as I went when I was down the shop. And so I'm using this as my wallet. Here you can see I have an outside facing pocket, and I'm not sure if you can see this well or not, but the inside is lined with a pigskin suede. Oh my god, this lighting is horrible. But and that's why it doesn't add too much thickness, because if you look at this side, it really the pigskin suede is such a thin lining leather that it doesn't really add much to this section. These card slots are lined with a ribbon, and so that the cards don't fall down. Here are 5 card slots, and then over here is a big folio pocket that I use for my receipts. And so this is just for whatever quick stuff I need to pick out, like some stamps, some stickers. That's not, oh, whatever. If I end up carrying cash, which I almost always never carry cash, I'll put them in this pocket. And then let me just show you the back real quick. The back is where I have more card slots. I did gain the inspiration for this card slot configuration from what I literally just showed you, from this one, except for I did the kind of overlaying a little bit differently, so that over on the side there's only 2 layers of leather, whereas on the Superior Labor one they have a little bit of overlap right here. So at the spot there are 3 layers of leathers. And so it's 4 card slots with my kind of like insurance card and other rewards cards. The pen loop is an inside facing one that flips out, and it fits my this is the Jetstream perfectly. And then the notebook is really just my finances notebook, where I keep track of all the bills I need to pay, all my spendings, shopping lists, planning for paying for different projects and things like that. So I made this Hobonichi Weeks cover with the intention of using it as my wallet, but I also didn't really want like a super complicated look on the outside, so that's why I think this is awesome, because it's deceptively simplistic. On the outside it looks like a simple folio, but then once you open it up you realize, oh my god, there's a lot of stuff in here. I am not sure if I want to offer this for my shop because it literally took me over 6 hours to make this, and I didn't take any breaks in between, so literally it's like a whole day of work basically. And it's a lot of work for this one cover, and I try to keep my prices as low as I can. So I obviously wouldn't charge like just $40 or $50 for something like this because it takes me way too long to make it. And it takes a lot of leathers and other material, as you could imagine. So I don't know. Let me know if you have any preferences. Or yeah, so right now this is my wallet. It's my little unicorn that nobody else has. And then the last piece is the most recent piece I finished. This one is my newest journal. It's a trifold, also made with the dryad leather. The thing about the dryad leather is that, the strider leather. Well, it's technically, it also applies to the dryad, but for the strider, the closer you go to the belly area, or like the edges of the leather, the darker it gets. And so for here I used a piece that's kind of like in the center, and then here I used a big piece that were kind of near the belly area. And that's why they look like two completely different colors, but they're from the same hide in the same leather. And so I have one slip pocket here. I made this to kind of store things, but I didn't realize how easily it makes it possible to decorate this pocket. This is just a greeting card I got from one of my Etsy orders from a lovely shop. And after I kept putting it in here, I'm like, oh, this actually looks kind of nice. And then the top here is also a slip pocket. It is a little bit tight because of how thick this piece of leather is, or these two pieces of leather are. But you can keep, where I was planning on keeping like larger sheets of stickers and whatnot in here. I made it so that over on this side, on the flap here, there's only one additional layer here and only one layer here, so that it doesn't look like it has too much bulk. And then opening it up, I have a simple secretarial pocket on the left, and I have my 4 inserts for this is just a folder from Traveler's Company for my random stuff. These are some ephemeral from Mia Vibes, or Feel Good Parcel. This is from a printable from Mia Vibes. This one is a printable from Little Ribbon Ink. This is a watercolor insert from Traveler's Company, and I suck at watercoloring, so I'm literally just experimenting with how to do it. And here it's a dashboard. Again, I have some swatches from a palette that I put together, and this is my new journal after I was done with my previous one. Here are some clip outs from a bag design book. It helps me basically come up with whatever I feel like making the most. So like here I have some ideas for a duffel bag that I wanted to make, and this really helps me kind of draw things out because I'm not an artist. And then the last insert is just kind of like an everything else ideas insert, also from Traveler's Company in the back. I have a folio pocket. I do have a bunch of notebooks for the standard size. Some of them are cut down from A5, some of them are like made for this size. So just in case I want to use this for a folio, I have this pocket here, and then the back I have a pen clip loop. I usually put a pen clip loop instead of an actual pen loop in for a trifold, because if I don't want to put a pen in here, the pen clip loop takes up almost no space, so that it just doesn't get in the way as much. And usually the clips are similar in size than the pens, and sometimes the pens have the rubber grip that's really hard to tuck into. So this trifold, I put my maker mark down here, and you could keep the trifold like this, and it actually looks pretty good, but for me, I like to see the front pocket because I'm actually really proud of the design. I think it's awesome. So this is what I'm using it like, and that's pretty much it for my main notebooks that I'm currently using. Let me know down in the comments what you think of them, and also what you think I could include for my brutally honest reviews. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and I will see you in my next video.